Hello, and welcome to RIME Entertainment Showcase with your hosts, Rita and Mel.
This is Paris, the capital of gastronomy. With 115 top-rated restaurants, 1 million baguettes devoured each day.
Et bah c'est parti!
So, what's this?
Planet Earth, home to a growing number of Homo sapiens and a whole lot of other creatures. It's a great place to live. But when it comes to the future of our small planet, the truth is, I've given up. And the odds are, so have you. What if there was another path?
I know I am a filmmaker, and there's no other choice for me.
Hi everyone, and welcome to RIME Entertainment Showcase Paris International Film Festival special. Today we are speaking to Nora Lakos, who is the director of the Hungarian movie RIME. Thank you so much for being our guest, Nora. It's a pleasure to have you.
Hello, thank you as well. It's really great to be here with you.
Amazing. First of all, we'd like to say we loved RIME. We did get to see it over the weekend, and yeah, absolutely brilliant film. And congratulations for being selected for the Paris International Film Festival. How does it feel?
Thank you so much. I'm really happy that you like the film. Actually, we have received really great feedbacks that I'm happy for, because, you know, this is actually the second festival that RIME is taking part, and so it's always good to have feedbacks internationally as well, because the film was released last autumn here in Hungary, in the Hungarian cinemas, and we have received quite good reviews, but you know, it's local, so it's a new experience to have this. And otherwise, I think that it's really challenging these days to create an online film festival that it's still buzzing and people can really get connected to each other. And I think that this festival, this Paris International Film Festival, with Jenna, the director of the festival, and the whole crew is so committed and inspirative, and it's just amazing, really. And the platform, they created an amazing platform with Filmocracy, and you can go from one place to another place, and these are like Eiffel Tower and Montmartre, and these really emblematic spots of Paris. So I'm not saying that it's like I was in Paris for real, because unfortunately I really missed that part, but still I think that they just did the best that they could according to the circumstances. So I love it.
Right.
Yeah,
I
excellent.
met wonderful filmmakers from all around the world. So there are really a lot of professionals appearing, and also there are beautiful films. So I love the whole thing.
Amazing. No, that's great. It's such a beautiful feedback that you've given there, because just like you said, it's been such a great experience. But let's talk more about your movie Cream. So tell the viewers a little bit more about it. What is it about exactly?
Okay, so actually it's a romantic comedy, it's a love story, it's a contemporary love story. We try to deal with the everyday challenges of love relationships today. And the story is about a pastry shop girl who is in love with a guy who breaks up with her, and after that, she just decides to start a pastry shop where she names her pastries after famous love couples from film history. And because she is a perfectionist, soon she runs out of money because she buys, the most expensive tools for her pastries to make the most perfect pastries of the world. So she runs out of money and she has to find some solution. And finally, she enters the so-called love laboratory, which is a workshop where families are tested if they would stay together for long term, and if so, then they can get financial support for their businesses. So she enters to this place, and from that point on, she starts lying, and she discovers a lot of things about real relationships and long-term relationships, and even her feelings towards her ex-boyfriends and new guys. So I don't want to spoil the story anymore, because there are still 2 days left to watch the films in the Paris International Film Festival. And actually, it's a love story, and tomorrow it's Valentine's Day. So I really hope that everybody get the chance to watch it, because it's a really good time to watch this film.
Definitely. I think what I loved about it was how you brought the business side and the love
Romance,
side, the
yeah.
romance together, because it was about her, obviously in terms of her business, trying to save her business, but then in terms of the emotional side of it, and trying to deal with this broken heart and this, this ex. And it wasn't too heavy. It was very light-hearted. You could see, obviously, because sometimes we can be so, like, if someone's getting over a relationship, it can get quite heavy, but you still kept it light-hearted,
But still acknowledged the struggle of getting over
and I
it
thought
at the
that
same
was a
time.
great
It was
way
really
of
good.
doing it.
Yeah, we always try to balance this, because sometimes people say that it's rather a dramedy maybe, or is it a romantic comedy? And I think it's romantic comedy, because we use all the typical shames of romantic comedy that are just working. And it's really good when I'm watching with an audience and I see that or hear the laugh of the audience. It's really nice that they react on the gags at the same time. So that kind of balance of dramatic moments and make true, all moments should be true, and we should go deep into the character's feeling. At the same time, keep that kind of entertaining way flow and the humor as well. So it's something that we try to balance, and it's not easy all the time.
Great balance.
And I think you particularly captured it, throughout the film, but at the beginning, where they start off with laughing yoga.
Yeah.
And then to the point where she's very emotional. And it was just like, as soon as I watched that opening scene, I was like, I'm gonna like this film. I was like, it's a great capture of it. And even just her seeing herself, like her reflection of her past story as well. All of these things were amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like the way we started the film finally. And it's funny because we developed the film together, the script together with Fruzsina Fekete, who originally wrote the story. And it's actually her life in a way. No, of course not, but the basic situation was based on her experience actually. And we were just talking. She was in Malaysia. She lived there that time. On Skype, via Skype, we were trying to develop the story, and she just told that story that she went to a yoga place for laughing, and then she turned to cry. And I was like, oh, come on, that's such a great story. We should put in the beginning because it tells everything and all, the state of mind of our character at the beginning point. And it's so good. So that's how it became the opening scene.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us, been in relationship or just come out of one, we can all relate to those emotions. And I think, the actress who plays Dora was able to really capture every emotion really well. And even for her co-stars, everything was relatable. So it was just really,
it was that connection.
Definitely. And you could always get to the point with oh yeah, I know how that feels, and oh gosh. But yeah, so it was it was just excellently made.
Yeah, actually, we hoped that everybody had at least once in his or her life a heartbreak. So, because yes, and I think what is really interesting, maybe two things. That one is that, all these romantic comedies and love songs suggest some kind of picture on what do we think about love when we were a teenager, and what are exceptions and all that. And at the end, you just realize that in real life, love is not like in the movies or in the love songs. And it's easy to say, but still, you have that kind of desire to have the same feelings, and sometimes it's really, really hard to just let this picture go. And also somehow it relates to that kind of relationships, when you're stuck into a relationship and you feel that it's not good for you, that it doesn't really support you anymore, but you still cling on it for some reason, and it takes like at least double the time as it should. And why is that? And actually the film is about that road, how our protagonist finally can let go her feelings towards someone who doesn't really deserve and doesn't really help her life, and would never make her happy at the end.
Perfect.
Would you say that is the message that you were trying to get across in the film, or is there a different message that was your aim for the film?
No, actually it's that one, and also that kind of so-called love laboratory where we put our characters and protagonists. I think it's interesting because there she meets many different couples, and you can see that how many different way could work a long-term relationship, but actually also has to face that, I mentioned that she is a perfectionist, and I think that the main message is maybe to accept imperfection. So I think it's something that if you can do it, everything will be much easier, because you are not perfect, and probably your partner will never be at the end. Maybe in the beginning it feels like, but quite soon it turns out that there are some problems or maybe failures, and I think that these are good things. And if you can not even just accept, but maybe even like these things, then that could help a lot, because that's also the first step to accept that, okay, life is not a romantic comedy, and there's going to be many different challenges that you have to overcome, and at the end somehow it's really, these are the things that really strengthen a relationship, or make or break a relationship at the end.
Great message.
Amazing. So let's talk about the casting for the film. What was that process like in terms of getting the right actors? Because again, amazing actors, everyone was perfectly casted. But what was that process like for yourselves?
Okay, actually, that time I was directing many TV series here in Hungary, and for that I knew almost all the actors, and it was an advantage. But still, I was working with a casting director, and I made a mood board for the actors, and like maybe 80 or 70% of them are in the film at the end. So. What was, for example, Rita Hurry, our lead. She's amazing, and she based in Budapest, but she is a kind of superstar in Czech Republic, but like really, so she cannot go out to the terrace and drink something without taking photos and getting on the cover of the magazine next day. So here she's not that well known, but she has already had a few feature films. So it was a kind of discovering her, and I think that this is her biggest role in Hungarian productions. So I was quite sure that I want her because she has some kind of magical, way of look like, and it's just fitted to the whole story from the beginning for me. But what was challenging is to find the male character, the main male character, and it was really, we were chasing for the right guy for 4 months or something. It was really never ending. We involved 3 different casting directors. We casted even improvisation theater people or people who never played anything, and it's just to find someone who's playful at the same time, characteristic, and like a real man. And it was just impossible. I don't know, it's I always say that, but I really think that it's a kind of consequence of feminism. So find, so it's not easy to find a man like that. And actually László Mátrai, who became the main male lead, was casted for another role already. And I knew him for ages, so I didn't even casted him. I just called him and asked, and he said okay. And then after a lot of struggle, just popped in my mind, hey, Mátrai. So I called him, and then we casted together them, and it was really good. We could feel the energy, and in between them the chemistry worked really well, and actually they look like a Hollywood super couple.
Definitely.
Aren't they? So
they kind of balanced each other out, with their unique personalities, and it was just
they
really
just brought the characters to life. And I think and again, it just shows that synchronicity, that struggle, and then it's like there it was right in front of you all along, and it took the light bulb moment. Why not? That's great.
It was like that.
So you must have had quite a few memorable moments while filming this film. Any particular that comes to mind?
Oh yes, actually, this is my debut film, so the whole process was magical in a way, and also struggling. But it's like something. I'm not saying that I wouldn't put the same energy into my second feature, but this is the first one, so you really want to make it right. So I could invite my stepsister as the costume designer, who based in Montreal otherwise, and traveled to Hungary to make this film, and also the cinematographer who I could work with. We worked with him for like 10 years now. So also the production designer was a really good friend of mine. So the crew, I think that it's not one moment, but the whole process that I could work together and create my first feature film with those people who I could really trust, who we share the same taste, who we really understand each other easily. And I think that was the most important for me, and that helped me through all the challenges and even the down moments, and we could celebrate together all the upside part of it.
Definitely. Oh no, it's amazing. And again, you know, for your next projects that will be coming on to you a little bit shortly, like you're going to take so many things that you've learned from the first one, all that heart and soul you've done for your debut, and then bringing that into the next project, whatever that may be. And you know, there's so much you've learned from that. So again, you know, you learned from either things that haven't gone wrong that you think, okay, we won't make the same mistake here, or we're going to make this even better, make it smoother, or something like that. So it's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, it's not only like the craft wise that of how to create the best images or how to lead the actor in a good way, but also, you know, this whole process. I mean, that how to deal with a producer who maybe wants something else that you want, or how to deal with the distributor who designs your campaign according to many different aspects than your aspects, and all that things that you never studied in the film academy. And once you get into the business, and once it is not a short film or a documentary, you know, but there is really like a cinema, it getting to the cinema, released in a cinema, so it means that it's a business as well. And from that point on, everything works a bit in a different way, and you have to go through at least once in this process to understand all the details and all the roles of everyone, and how to deal with different challenges. I think that was one of the for me, that was one of the most like shocking at the same time, but also interesting, because now I know how it works.
You must have learned a lot about yourself within those situations as well, to see, okay, now I can, like you said about the business side of it, you know what to expect for the next round, which is great.
Definitely.
Amazing.
What was it like? You know, you've put all that work into making your first feature, and then it's all come together, and then you finally see the
screen
end product. Can you just describe those emotions of seeing your feature, your baby almost kind of just on that screen, and how did that feel?
Actually, I've seen maybe 3 times at the cinemas, and the first time was when we tested the film with the audience. It's kind of something that you must to do in Hungary. I think it's really good before the picture lock. So and that was really the first time. So we were in the editorial room for 6 or 8 months, maybe 4 months that time, 4 or 5 months. And you know, you don't laugh on any joke or gag anymore, because you have seen everything 100 times. And then once you are there with a real audience, you don't know anyone. There's no even one friend of yours in the audience, and there are like really 250 people sitting in the cinema. You can imagine even that time when you cannot go to cinema, but it was like 2 years ago, so we could do this. And you know, the reaction, and it was just fabulous. Really, the audience started to laugh from the beginning almost, and couldn't stop. So they were laughing even on those moments when we didn't even wanted them to. It was like, and it was a huge success. It's like 95% of the audience said that they liked the film, and they would advise to watch this film, recommend to watch this film to their friends. So it was like a huge relief. And from that, and also, of course, we've seen a few things, because when you see it on big screen, and it's really different than you see it in a smaller one. So we that was the first time, and the second time was to watch with the crew before the premiere. That was another experience, you know, because all the actors, they are watching themselves, and they don't really able to focus on the story or saying that how the film is really like, they only care about themselves. How do they look like, and how did they act according themselves?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a kind of psychological moment. And you have to deal with them and pampering them and saying that, okay, don't worry, you are great, because they were great. I'm absolutely convinced. But you know, they have all these fears. This is the first time they watch themselves. And even they so professional, I always have the same feeling that most of the time the actor can really, or they just don't watch it at all. So that's the other thing. But if they watch it, then they only care about themselves, which is absolutely normal. And then they have to watch it again, and then they can watch the film. And that was the premiere. And we also, it was really nice because all the actors came to me and said that, finally, I could watch the film like a film, and I enjoyed it so much. And now I'm convinced that it works really well because, you know, it's a premiere. So everybody's really happy and everything works well, but it's, you know, it's really exciting moment as well. So these were the moments, and all these moments were really important for me and were very different from each other.
Amazing. Yeah, definitely. Must have been so overwhelming each time, which is great.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the future. What sort of upcoming projects are you working on, or are you aiming to look at after lockdown?
Oh, actually, I'm quite lucky at the moment because we just received a fund for my next feature script to develop it.
Yes.
So I'm happy, and as it's a quarantine here in Hungary as well, so it's the best thing to do is to write a script, especially if you get money for it and you can do it. So I have to finish by June, end of June. So I hope that time we are getting over to this virus thing. Situation. It's not easy. And otherwise, I'm writing another story for children. And I'm organizing my film festival because I'm leading the Cinemira International Children's Film Festival here in Hungary. Usually it takes place in April, but now we had to move it to October. So we are going to prepare that to a bit even now. So these are the things I'm doing.
Brilliant. Busy times for you then.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of, yeah. No, that's great. I think definitely, like, we can't wait to, you know, when that project starts to move forward, and of course your upcoming festival as well. So that's exciting stuff.
But you know, I think it's, again, you know, Cream is just a great film, and you know, we encourage all our viewers to
definitely
catch it before it ends, which is on
tomorrow.
the
14th.
You'll be watching it
on the 14th
today. But definitely, Nora, it's an exceptional film, and thank you for making it and for being our guest today.
It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so much. It was amazing. And watch Cream.
Alain Delon, Redford, Streisand.
Csak a Robert Redford.
Redford mellé kell a Streisand. Úgy jön át az íze. Tessék, gratis.
My baby loves love, and she's got what it takes, and she knows how to use.
Nincsenek főhíreim. Be kell zárnod a boltot. Én nem mehetek tönkre. Mindenre van megoldás.
A legjobban teljesítő család 30 millió forintos támogatást kap majd a projektjére.
És mégis honnan lesz családod? Legyél a férjem. Szükségem lenne valakire pár napra, aki a gyerekem lenne.
Forgatás?
Nem igazán. Mikorra is érkezik a férjed?
Élet. Ezeket simán leverjük.
Az a lényeg, hogy ne buktass le.
Családi vállalkozások ezreit kócsolhattam sikeresen.
Habcika.
Habcika, a hátamon csorog a nyála. De mi is az ő sikerük titka? Tolerancia. Nyitott házasságban élünk.
És majd meglátjuk, hogy működik-e.
Működik. Hol találkoztatok?
Buliban.
Fesztiválon.
Kék póló volt rajta.
Rajta fehér, esett az eső.
Már ne haragudj, te mi voltál?
Senki nem mondta, hogy könnyű lesz.
My baby loves love, my baby loves love, and she's got what it takes, and she knows how to use it. My baby loves love, my baby loves love, and she's got what it takes, and she knows how to use it.
We hope you enjoyed the show. Stay tuned for more RIME Entertainment Showcase.